Hi friends, welcome to my X journeys. So today we're not talking about my Hermes journey, but who said we cannot talk about other luxury brands like this one? So if you've been following my Instagram, you'll probably notice I just came back from a business trip, and during my business trip, I missed something big that my hubby scored for himself. So there are times that I will upload more on Instagram rather than, creating the videos. As you guys probably noticed, I've been on business trip constantly, and then, I'll have more next year. But anyways, so I am actually gonna hand the stage to my hubby instead, because, he knows more about Rolex and he's the one who went and scored this item for himself. So let me pass on the stage to my hubby with a change of hands.
Hi, this is Mr. Y, and I am going to talk to you about how I scored this particular Rolex. So let me go ahead and jump right into the unboxing. Now, let me just explain to you all, it might be very daunting for a lot of people to go to the Rolex store. This is definitely not my first Rolex. I had purchased my first Rolex back in 2005. Now, I never had purchased a Rolex in the United States, so I do not have a profile or any working relationship with a authorized dealer. So today I'm going to talk a little bit how I particularly scored this piece, as well as my experience at the Rolex store. Okay, so this is the traditional Rolex box. This is actually slightly bigger than the two watch that I have previously purchased. And let's open this up. I have my receipts here. So this is the receipt. And this is the price I just want to show you, and with tax. So here's the package. Comes with their green box. So let me just take this out of the way. And can you guess what I got myself? This is a sport watch. So I just wanted to give you a little hint. So go ahead and please comment below and make your guess. So 1, 2, 3. This is the GMT, and let me just remove the protection here. This is the GMT model, which is the rose gold, and some people call this the root beer. Okay, so the model number here is the M126711. So this is the 40 millimeter GMT Master 2. So let me go ahead and take this out. So the authorized dealer that I purchased with was London Jewelers. So they come with... So it comes with this. This is actually kind of the authenticity card, all right, for Rolex. All right, so the genuine Rolex here, the certificate kind of thing. So it comes with the tag. All right, so you see the model number M126711. Okay, I had the 2 extra links here. So let me just put that back. All right, so let me go ahead and model this here quickly for you. So here's the back of the watch, and you just open it like this, where the Rolex crown is. You lift this up. So there we have it. So look at the detail here with the Rolex. So you can see the detail with the bracelet. And this is the rose gold, and I like to wear it on my right hand side. Excuse for my dry hand here. I've been really dry here. But this is really a dream watch of mine. So and let me just share with you the story now. All right, so let me share with you the story here. I actually went and reached out to the Rolex store at my local authorized dealer. November 13th, I went in with my wife, Mrs. Y, and we didn't have an appointment, so I just decided to just do a walk-in, and we waited outside a little bit, and then when I went in, I talked to the SA, and she was very nice, and she's like, oh, how can I help you with? I can definitely show you around. And I said, I know that this is a new store. This store, recently opened. They recently opened within a month or so. And was quite a few watches on display. And all the watches that's on display is not for sale. They call it as a exhibition. So these watches, you're freely to ask for the SA to show it to you. And you can ask questions, and they're very helpful. This was our first time going into this local authorized retailer, and the whole experience was amazing because they asked you, hey, what do you want for drinks? So I got a coffee, and then there was like something to munch on as well, but I didn't eat anything. But I was just really focused on the dream watch that I was looking at. So she brought me quickly to where the area that they have all the spot watch, and this was in the case. And I said, this is actually my dream watch, and I was looking for a watch to celebrate my milestone. And my milestone is I will be graduating for my doctoral degree, so I want to get a GMT Master 2. So I had expressed my interest. She showed it to me. I was really excited, and I was kind of like shaking a little bit because I was like, never have I seen this piece. I haven't seen it in person. So when I see it in person, I tried it. It totally kind of like, yeah, this is definitely the watch that I wanted to get. So she definitely saw my excitement. She also know that I've expressed to her I have 2 other watches from Rolex, and I am not a brand new client. I have experienced Rolex before, and she asked me, because I have the GMT Master 2 as well previously, if you guys are interested in terms of my other 2 GMT, I will be gladly to show it to you. Please just comment, here at my X Journey, and let Mrs. Y know, and hit the like button right now, so then I will definitely share with you guys my other 2 watches. But anyway, so she asked me, do you use the GMT function? And I said yes, because before the pandemic we did a lot of traveling, so the 2 time zone really helps. And I would usually set the time in the time zone where we are in United States, and then wherever we were there, I set the time zone like in Europe, what's the current time. So definitely I use it, and she's like, oh, that's really good to know. So beside this watch, I was trying on the Sky Dweller, and I definitely tried that one and this one on, and I requested this one or the Sky Dweller to as my graduation gift for myself. So we really have a great experience, and she said, I will put this down and mark it down as your request. So she got my information, and she said, at the end before we left, she said, well, most likely I would have the watch for you before the holiday. And I'm like, oh, wow. Well, that would be great, And then, I just, really thank her for, helping us out that day, as well as, I told her it's really hard to start a relationship, especially with Rolex, not knowing anyone. So I'm glad that I at least have, her now, meeting her the first time. And I do look forward to working with her. So that's how I ended. As usual, she gave me her business card, and she gave me her direct cell phone number, so then I can contact her as well. And then she said, in the future, if you need anything, just, you can text me, and we can go from there. So I usually, as a courtesy, I like to say thank you again through text. So I think, the next day I sent her a text casually and just say thank you for helping out and showing me the dream watch. And then, of course, you know, she replied back to me, you know, it was her pleasure. So that's how I started. And less than 1 month from my initial request, I got the offer. So I believe the reason why I got this watch, there's kind of 2 factors here. The first factor, this location was relatively new. They need clientele. So they need potential clientele who actually will buy watches for them. Now, a lot of times you cannot score one of these sport watch if you just go in and ask, because they're expecting you should really need to spend money on their regular watch, which is the Datejust. And I'm really not interested in Datejust. You know, for my past 2 watch, I've been wearing a sport watch with Rolex, and I'm just not interested to get a Datejust. So this is what I wanted, and I really just, you know, flat out and then told her. And I told her the occasion that I'm getting it for, because it was a milestone. And I think that is another thing that really triggers in terms of why she offered it to me. Now, what I didn't mention earlier is that actually she was really trying to help me and see if she can offer this watch to me on the spot on that day, I think, because she really took a couple of minutes. Like, she left for 5 minutes, and I think she went and spoke to the manager about this, you know, seeing my excitement and my appreciation with the watch, obviously knowing how to use the function of the watch. Because she asked me twice, really. And even on the day when I purchased this, she asked me again, like, do you use the function of the GMT? And I said, you know, really, I do use it. So I know how, you know, the function of this watch, I appreciate it. And she was just ecstatic and really happy to, you know, help me to get this watch. So I want to just have a word of encouragement to everyone that if you're looking for a Rolex, definitely you gotta start somewhere. So even though I know sometimes it's like frightening to go into the Rolex store, because that's how I felt like when I was going in, because they ask you a lot of things that when they greet you, and they like, what are you looking for, you know, etc., etc. Like, have you bought, you know, purchased it with us before, or you know, from this brand, from this jewelers before? And they ask you tons of questions. I know, I get it. It can be frightening, but definitely start your relationship. If you don't go in and express your interest and be joyful and actually really get excited with their watch and show them what you appreciated, you will not be able to get a watch from the boutique if you're looking for or get it from the retailer. So I highly recommend that you definitely need a connection and go speak to the local sales associate at your authorized dealer. That's the first step. Create that connection. If you have a milestone, definitely I think that's a plus. So share with them, you know, you're getting this for a reason. And partly they really want to make sure they're selling to someone who is not a reseller, I think. And that is another thing, okay? So these are very sought after watch, and the secondhand market is going crazy with these watch. So that's my story, and I purchased it while Mrs. Y was on business trip. So I guess that's how it is. A lot of times I score good stuff, and it's while Mrs. Y on business trip. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions for me, I'm more than happy to share what I know and how I experience with my Rolex authorized dealer. And please give a thumbs up for Mrs. Y's My H Journey. If you have enjoyed her video, please go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget, hit the like button. Also, go ahead and follow her on Instagram as well. And if you want me to, if you're interested to see my other 2 watches, please comment below, and I would love to come back and see you all again. So as always, thanks for watching, and please continue to support my X journey. Bye.